What is up YouTube, my name is CryptoStash and welcome back to another daily update video. It is currently Monday, so I hope you're having an amazing week. And currently Bitcoin got that bearish divergence. It has played out, as you can see. I told you they tend to not play out, but we got a slight pullback of around 3%, as you can see right here. I said in my last video, as you can see, that's the video from yesterday. I even drew you guys from 104 that we maybe firstly retest that 786 Fibonacci level, as we are currently testing perfectly, as you can see, to the dollar. Let me show you once again. There it is, the 1786 Fibonacci. We are currently, Bitcoin is testing that Fibonacci level perfectly. And I am expecting a bounce from here. Let me just draw it. I'm expecting a bounce once again to test our new weekly pivot resistance, as you can see, at 105k. Today at 8 in the morning we got that rejection from here, as you can see, and our new weekly pivot is currently at around 101k. So also this is a very key level that I'm looking at. So if the price does not hold that Fibonacci level right here, as you can see, the 786, even though we're currently bouncing, maybe we can do something like this, and then we can test once again and look for a breakout above to the all-time highs and also our second weekly pivot resistance, as you can see, at 108k. So, but as of right now, Bitcoin is having we're having that, as you can see right here, this bounce. And also for the stock market, as you can see, the stock market is at our second weekly pivot resistance, as you can see right here. The markets yesterday, the future markets, have opened significantly with a 3% to the upside, as you can see right here, since they were closed at Sunday. But if we go on a higher term time frame, as you can see, right now the markets just jump opened into that above the trend line, so our trend is still intact, as you can see right here. We've got that trend line drawn and we are currently still strong above it, since the market just, they won't lose that trend line. As long as they don't lose that trend line, as you can see right here, we tested once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, as you can see. So as long as we stay above the trend line, I'm seeing a possible higher targets at around 5,000, almost 6,000 for the S&P 500. And also, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance chart did have almost perfectly touch. If we go on a lower time frame, almost perfectly touch our newly weekly pivot, as you can see, and is still having that move to the downside. So Ethereum, if we go back to Ethereum is currently still going up, as you can see, since the Bitcoin dominance is falling. The altcoins are doing alright for now, as you can see. Also Sui, let me just remove that, we do not need it anymore. Sui also is still keeping up. It's creating a new range. If we take our volume profile and draw it like this, as you can see, we are currently, Sui almost bounced from that value area low of that range and is currently trying to test that POC once again, as you can see right here. And then maybe once again it's going to test that weekly pivot resistance. So the altcoins are also doing okay. The dollar, if we look at the dollar, as you can see, the dollar is having since it was very much in a long time in a downtrend, about, let me see, 77 days, as you can see right here, the dollar is also currently having a slightly bigger move to the upside, which is also keeping that trend, and it also perfectly bounced from that weekly pivot level, as you can see right here. And also, in my opinion, the stock markets are reacting good is because we had some very big news. The United States slashes tariffs on Chinese goods from a crazy 145% down to just 30% for 90 days. And China hits back with tariff cuts on US goods from 125% to 10% for 90 days. So basically the tariffs are stopped for 90 days for now, and the markets are reacting good to this news. As you can see right here, the stock market is currently trading still in our, as you can see above our trend line, and Bitcoin is also doing good. But as I told you, it's normal that these bearish divergences play out, even if the pullback is just about 3%. As you can see right here, it is still a pullback, which probably we need, and maybe we test once again if we probably take our volume profile tool, since that's also, if we look at it other way, we can take a trend line and draw it like this, and also our, here the line that I used for the divergence. You can see Bitcoin is kind of creating an ascending triangle, which currently tends to break out to the upside. So this is the pattern that I'm talking about, but this ascending triangle currently is getting rejected, as you can see, since that move to the downside, that bearish divergence did actually play out. As I said in my last video, they do not tend to play out much in a very strong uptrend, but as you can see, we did get that pullback, even though that the stock market is having a nice run up. But that's just normal in my opinion, since we've had how many days? We've had 6 days in a row in the green, as you can see. So that's a very much needed pullback for Bitcoin. And also, if we look at the volume profile from that bigger range, as you can see, Bitcoin is currently testing that value area high also as support as of right now. But also you need to keep attention, our daily RSI is very oversold. As you can see right here, we are currently in oversold territory. So it's just normal, in my opinion, to get a cool off of about, currently we've had like a 3% cool off, but maybe it's possible that we get 5 or even about 7% on maybe down to that POC, which is about 8.5%, and then we can look for a continuation to the upside to the new all-time highs. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on for another long entry. It will probably be at that weekly pivot, as you can see, or our weekly support, or our POC at around 96k, as you can see right here. And also something I wanted to show you, we've got our open interest going up and our CVD going down. So this means there are many short positions opening at these price levels around here. Like, as you can also see, the price did went down when the CVD and the open interest went up. That's because many short positions actually opened around at 105k, as you can see. That week here we're sitting many short orders. And also, if we look at our liquidation heat map, as you can see right here, we did take out that liquidity. But if we look at our 1 week, I think it was, we do have a lot of liquidity, or maybe it was we do have actually a lot of liquidity sitting down at around 93. Yeah, right here, as you can see, at 93k, we do have a lot of liquidity sitting, and not much in between. So basically this move up left a whole lot of no liquidations up here basically. So it's very possible that the price just slashes right through here and then goes back to firstly take that liquidity at 93k, which will take us back to our value area low almost, or around in this zone. If I can make it like this, for example, basically these lows right here. So maybe we can also do something like this and then go to the all-time highs. But as of currently, I think we will probably just continue in a range right here, like exactly like we did here, and then get that push to the all-time highs. In my opinion, this is the more probable scenario, that we range here and then we get that move to the upside, or firstly test that weekly pivot or the POC and then do it as I said. So let me check the fear and greed index. As you can see, we're still grinding toward that extreme greed zone, but we have to keep in mind, if Bitcoin gets to the all-time highs and we get once again in the extreme greed, as you can see, Bitcoin tends to not stay long in that extreme greed level right here. So maybe then when we hit that level, then we will get that bigger retracement to the downside, which will probably scare a lot of people, since there will be a lot of euphoria at the all-time highs. People will be talking about 150, 160, maybe even 200k price target for Bitcoin. But firstly, we need to reclaim our all-time highs and then flip them as support. So basically, we firstly need to do something like this. If I so here is basically our all-time high level, this white line. So basically we need to firstly do something like this, break above, close that candle, then a retest, and then right here we need to flip that all-time high as support, and then we can look for that 120k. As you can see, that's a very possible target right here, as you can see. But we firstly need to have, in my opinion, a bit of a cool off or a ranging, since we had, as you can see, currently 28 days. So basically that's on the weekly chart. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekly candles in the green non-stop. So maybe we get a bit of range of a chop around here like this, like as I said, maybe 2 or 3 more weeks to around the end of May. Or maybe, as I said, we go back to test this value area low once again, and then we can look for that bigger move to the upside. As of right now, the funding rates are still positive, so that's also a good sign, which is why I'm explaining this more probable scenario. If we go back on the short-term time frame, that we do not lose this weekly pivot level, and we just continue to range around here until we break to the upside. So in my opinion, this is the more probable scenario. So this range that I just made here, it's possible that it continues for another week or so. So we will be just chopping around here, ranging, and then we will get that move to the upside. It also depends on the stock market. As I said, if the stock market keeps moving good to the upside, then since it is highly correlated with the cryptocurrency market, so this will also help if the stocks keep going up. And also if Bitcoin dominance keeps falling, as I said, that there will be an altcoin season if it keeps falling. As I see currently, it did make that lower high. So it's very possible that we just continue to do something like this eventually. So if we also, I want to take a look here. As you can see, Solana is also rejecting from that weekly pivot support right here, a weekly pivot resistance, and it's currently also creating something like an ascending triangle, as you can see right here. So it is trying to break above it right here, as you can see. That's called an ascending triangle, and then we break to the upside. But as I said, in my opinion, firstly, Bitcoin needs to have a bit of a cool off. It is having it right now. As you can see, we're bouncing right now, trying to reclaim that value area low. So if that was the correction, then I will easily see this week or next week to the all-time highs, and then maybe make a new all-time high. But as I said, the stock market needs to keep going up for that to happen, in my opinion. And also tomorrow, as I said, we do have CPI data, so we will have to look out for that. Tomorrow will be very dangerous for trading, so I suggest you first wait for the news to end, and then you can look for some trades. And this will be it for today's update video, and I will see you tomorrow. Hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you again. Bye.